We all know who these two guys are. Now I wonder, what could they have in common? I'm going to show you in just a minute. So I've been working on the restoration of my first Canadian edition of The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. It's been a little, not exactly speedy, but, slow and steady wins the race. So I've decided that I'm going to do something a little different with the binding of this one. I'm going to do a quarter leather on the spine and then a nice book cloth and some stuff on the remainder of the text block. So here is... That's Huck Finn right now. It's all sewn and ready. Just have to do a little more work on the rounding and backing. But I haven't done that technique in a while. So what do Mark Twain and Ian Fleming, James Bond, have in common? Well, I had a copy of On Her Majesty's Secret Service, that second edition. And I just want to do it for myself because I love James Bond stuff and I need one of those for my collection. So I thought, I know what I'll do. I'll do a practice version on the copy of On Her Majesty's Secret Service the same way I'm going to do this one. That way I can tune up my technique and skills that I need to do a good job on Huck Finn, because that's a very valuable book. They're very scarce and I want to get it right the first time. So that is the answer to our query. What do James Bond, Ian Fleming, and Mark Twain have in common? Well, they're helping me to get a book right. I've got the quarter leather on Her Majesty's Secret Service. As you can see, I could have done a little bit better job at the head and tail here. We can see that, but not too bad. Like the green, that's very nice. So we've gone through that whole process and opened the boards. We're all set with our turn-ins here. Of course, still have our diaper on on the text block. So what I'm going to do next is I've got some black book cloth here that I have very carefully cut. And what we'll do is we're gonna glue it to the front here very carefully. I don't know, can you see that line? Yeah, I took a bone folder, carefully measured, put this line in. So we'll line that up. It'll go around the front of the board. So it'll go this way. It'll wrap around the inside and hit here, here, and here. We don't have to worry about this edge so much because we have more work to do on the inside of this board. Okay, I'm going to apply that. Okay, the trick here is to get our very well stirred 50-50 applied to the book cloth. And it's critical that when we apply the glue here that this doesn't slide around, because then it'll get on this surface and we'll see that when it's on the book. So it's always very nerve-wracking because of course all it wants to do is slide around. So you have to just do your best. And most likely this cloth will want to curl, because once you apply this, all the fibers inside the paper want to tighten up and curl, and let's see what happens. And you have to make sure you get enough on here that we have an excellent bond. Not too bad. Whoa, that's a little much. Yeah, there you see how it's curling up there. Can't help it. So you just have to let it do its thing. It at some point it will stop the curling business. The question is your glue shit. Okay, I should not talk and glue. So you can see this corner is curled here, curled on this edge. It's quite curled on this corner down here. We're just gonna see if that wants to relax here in a minute. Make sure that see, that's already starting to dry. Whoa, oh, it's about. I don't think we got away without getting some on the other side. I'm going to apply some more. Come on, baby. Be nice. Lots of times when you add the second coat, it also helps that curl to behave. Sometimes it doesn't. I need to get more glue out towards these corners here. Okay, I'm just going to have a go, see what we see. Okay, so I know I want to put this edge to this edge, and I want to hit it bang on that line. Which I think we have done. So far, so good. Just kind of flat palming this into place. Want to make sure our edges, of course, are nice and snug, well formed. It's all up to the line. Now I'm going to take these edges and I will bring them around here. Again, making sure that they are nice and snug. Okay. I think I wanted to do the 4-edge first there. I should have just double checked my notes, but I didn't. So we'll do this. I'm trying to do is make sure that this corner doesn't have a lumpy bit on the end. Okay. Put the piece of wax paper in here just because. There we go. Not too bad, all things considered. So I am just going to let this have a little few minutes just to give us a really good seal and a bond on there, and then we'll go do the other side. Both sides done. Here is what it looks like. So it turned out nicely. Both sides. There we have our quarter leather, our spine bit. I went ahead and I did some work on the inside as well. So I did the hinges. I decided to do them leather. I could have used the black book cloth. Maybe I should have. But, 6 of 1. I've also filled on both boards. So what you do to one side, do to the other, right? It's like algebra, apparently. I don't know anything about algebra. So the purpose of this is to pull that board in so it doesn't splay out this way. We want it to curve, if anything, in a little bit that way. So as you can see, looking down there, let's move that. That looks pretty good. You can see, especially on this side, how it curves inwards. It's going to curve. That's the way we want it to go. So I got both the hinges in. Oops. Both sides. Both boards are filled. So next, we're going to do the face downs. So I have carefully measured the square around the edge of the book, top, foredge, bottom edge, so that when this piece, what do you think? You like that? I'm just going to do that. So when this piece goes in here, when the text block closes, we want to make sure that none of that paper is visible. So we don't want to see any of that. So you have to measure carefully when you put it in. And the gluing bit is a little tricky. You don't get like more than one shot at it. So again, you have to get it right the first time. So let's have a go. So I've marked my corner pieces here with some of this green painter's tape. Also have to be aware that this pattern needs to be the right side, right way up. I don't want to put it in like that because it would be upside down. So just double check. Yeah, that's the top edge. That's the top edge. So I've actually marked on the back here, top, spine. So when I get it glued up over here, because again, we only get one shot. When I pick it up, I know that I want to go like that. And the important edge here is the foredge on the board. That's where we want to make sure that we're square and we're parallel to that edge. So let's glue it up and see how we make out. If there's any young ears around, maybe send them to the fridge for a beverage, just in case, because sometimes this doesn't go well. And then there's expletives.
Let's hope that's not the case. We actually want to use fairly generous amounts of the 50/50 on this so that it's a bit slippery when you apply it. So it gives you just a little bit of wiggle room to finesse it right into the spot you want it. Just going to get those brush hairs out of there because they will show up and it will be ugly. I should probably invest in better brushes, but I haven't got around to it. This, damn it. This particular paper isn't curling all that much, which is a good thing. Shit. I don't want that paper to move at all, and I just slid it twice. Okay, I want to make sure my fingers are glue free as well. Board's actually nice and clean, eh? I was a little worried there. Hard to keep the black ones as nice and clean as you may want to. Okay, so here we go. Pick that up from here. And from here, I'll lay it down in this corner using my guide tape. Ooh, there you go. And I know using this guide tape, it will get me very close to this edge on the front. And it has. So this is delicately lay that. Try not to squish any glue out of there because we do not want it on the book cloth, especially the black book cloth. And we just want to make sure there's no air bubbles in there as well. Okay, gee, that went about as well as I could have expected. I have had unruly adventures doing this in the past. Just make sure those edges are nice. This is, these calipers are the way that you measure, and that looks like, oops, we might be just a little over on this bottom, too late. Yeah. That's how you you measure that. Take that measurement and apply it. Okay, there we go. Nice straight. Let's just have a quick peek. Ooh, okay. Nothing showing on the top. Nothing showing on the bottom, nothing showing on this edge, so we'll call that a win. Okay, I'll just put this tin in here because we need to do this side. And I've got my piece cut, I'll glue it up, put in my tape markings, and away we go. Well, that's pretty much everything we're going to do to the inside of that book, and color me embarrassed because I've been saying all this time that it was on Her Majesty's Secret Service, when actually the book we've been working on is The Spy That Loved Me. Hey, anyways, still these two guys help me out getting ready for the rebinding of Huckleberry Finn. So I'll show you when I finished the exact outside details on The Spy Who Loved Me. And then next, we're going to get going on Huck Finn. Okay, we'll see you next time.